Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Wait. Okay. I needed to hear the yes intro before we started. Play that title music. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Beer Batter Sports Podcast, the podcast created by sports fans for sports fans, because we believe that we are the most qualified to talk about your favorite teams. I'm your co-host Isaac,
And Kylie.
And I'm 40.
and first up, I want to thank you guys for holding down the fort while I was gone the last 2 weeks. For anyone who's curious, I work as a sportscaster, and I had games, so have to had to make some sacrifices. I know I said last week, and I said something in the comments that this would be on Twitter. No, I said on Twitter that would be the last time I would miss an episode. I lied. I have 2 more games scheduled, so I will miss 2 more episodes in the future. So my apologies.
We just need Calvin to not get kicked out again. Cause that was brutal.
Oh yeah, I heard a lot from one of our fans about that. But anyway, I'm back. We're back. We got a jam-packed episode today, you guys. We're going to talk about the MVP race in the NBA. We're going to talk about the NBA playoffs and some surprising teams clinching. We're going to talk about the NHL playoffs and some surprising teams clinching there and the playoffs scenarios. And of course, we're going to review Week 1 of the MLB. Plus, we've got a very special event going on today. For those who don't know, I'm a Yankees fan. Kylie, what team are you a fan of?
The Phillies, which is good and bad.
They started 2 minutes too. I got under 1 run in the first inning, so I need both of them to just relax in the first inning at least.
Yeah, so the Yankees and the Phillies are playing right now, so Kylie and I are going to partially be distracted. So be warned. I know longtime viewers probably remember the episode where we live reacted to Carson Wentz getting traded. Take that, but increase it by like 1,000,000 because we will be getting loud. I know
Yeah.
last night I made a special appearance on Kylie's Twitter space for the other podcast you run, the Bell Smashers. Go check them out, by the way. They're awesome.
Ball smashers.
Did I say Ball Smashers?
Yeah.
Well, it's true. The Phillies did smash balls last night. Bastards. It's unfortunate. We should have won the series. It's okay. We can do it now. But where should we start? Should we get the other sports out of the way? Because I know we're really going to be talking about baseball in today's episode.
What I really wanted to talk about, and those who saw my tweets last night know exactly what's about to be talked about. But I just want to say that Embiid is the MVP, and none of y'all can say otherwise. Embiid dropped 52 with 13 rebounds against the Celtics, who are the number 2 team in the entire league. If number 2, number 3 team in the entire league. And Jokic had 14 points, 10 rebounds in 25 minutes in a loss to the Rockets. So the MVP is signed, sealed, delivered, Embiid, and all you with the calculators can cry about it.
I think I would agree there. Jokic hasn't been as impressive this season as he was the last couple of years. Granted, I have not watched a lot of basketball this season. In fact, I think I barely watched any. I'm sorry. Look, basketball and hockey I've been lacking this season. I have just not been paying attention to them as much as I did last year.
Yeah.
This year, I've really been more paying attention to baseball, college sports, football, and of course my beloved motorsports. But yeah, I got to catch up on that. But from what I can see, Jokic has not performed at the same level that we saw last year. And
So-
Embiid has just gone out of his way to just prove to everybody that he is the clear favorite for MVP. That's what, again, this is what I've seen. Again, not an avid basketball watcher this year.
You know what makes me mad about Jokic?
Everything for me, at least.
I don't like his brothers. They scare me. There's something about those two that just.
Now, what makes me mad about Jokic is not even MVP related, but that the fact that he came into Denver and took the number 15, so now Carmelo Anthony can never have that number retired in Denver.
That's a fair
great.
thing to be annoyed about, to be honest.
Very annoying.
He's not even as good as Melo.
Especially not Melo in Denver. Melo in Denver was crazy.
Melo in Denver was built different, man.
Speaking of built different, here he comes, Garrett Cole.
Back on track to the MVP race.
Yeah.
Joel Embiid is definitely a solidified MVP, especially after last night's performance.
Yeah.
Who else can you really is in the running? I know Giannis has been doing great this year.
Giannis and Jokic, that's it. And Jokic, it was close to some people because Jokic has had a great season. but Embiid's better, man. Like he's been better the last 3 years.
Yeah,
And
they can't take it away from him this year. There's no way they can at all. Like,
no.
Yeah.
And they the only reason Jokic won it the first year was because LeBron and Embiid got hurt. That's literally it. Everybody was like, yeah, he like
That was 21. So
Well,
yeah.
Yeah,
And then
no, I
last
mean-
year Embiid was literally the better player the entire
yeah,
season.
he was. We're well aware of that, Kylie.
He had the best season for a center since Shaq. And he got snubbed. So this year he's finally going to get it. And all the calculator weirdos can cry about it in the corner.
I want to transition from the. Go ahead, Calvin.
at the end of the day, though, the only award that matters is the one at the end of the season in June.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's where I wanted to segue because the playoff race is heating up. The Eastern Conference is set. There is some seeding that has to be figured out who's going to be the 6th seed, but right now it's set. Pistons, Hornets, Magic, Wizards, Pacers, thank you for playing. We'll see you in the offseason. Your Eastern Conference playoff teams right now: Milwaukee, Boston, Philly, Cleveland, the Knicks, the Nets, the Heat, the Hawks, the Raptors, and the Bulls. Raptors and Bulls have clinched playoff berths, so they will be in the play-in tournament. It is down between the Nets, Heat, and Hawks on the final 2 teams in the play-in tournament, which I think right now it's trending to be the Hawks and the Heat. Everyone else is out of it. I think the Bucks have clinched the number 1 seed.
They did.
Yep.
They did.
Which so right now, looking at the East, who's your guys' picks to win the East now? Because the East is very competitive. Like most of these teams are within a few games of each other.
It's
if
crazy.
you want me to be honest with you, I watched the game from start to finish. I haven't watched too many games from start to finish this year, but there was a game the other day. I forgot who they were playing, but I watched Giannis put up 39 points with a triple-double, as well as Drew Holiday dropped 52 points in that same game. If the Bucks get hot, I don't think anybody in the East is competing with the Bucks. Not the Celtics, not the Sixers, not the anybody. Like the Bucks are legit. They are the truth, and they've
been my pick for a while.
Yeah, they have enough. They have enough role players as well as good enough players around Giannis to compete and beat anybody.
Yeah, they absolutely do, and it's just it's crazy. Giannis is a ridiculous basketball player. He is one of my favorite non-Sixers players. I don't care about the drama that's happened. But
For those who are wondering, Kylie stretching because Trey Turner's up to bat.
yeah.
Stay focused. We'll talk about baseball in a second.
Yeah. Anyway, Giannis is ridiculous. The Bucks are just on a tear, and I realistically don't see anybody taking them out. I don't.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
They're my favorite to win it all. Actually, the West is not. I really believe right now the Lakers are in the play-in. Right now the Lakers are in the play-in.
That 7th seed down there is getting hot, and tonight
If they get out the play-in tournament, you guys better watch out for the Lakers, dude.
That leads us to segue to the West, because looking at the West right now, so Rockets, Spurs, I think Trailblazers, and Jazz all got eliminated. Are the Jazz still eligible?
Are the Lakers gonna get in? They're at the 7th seed, so they'll probably get the play-in tournament.
Right now,
the Jazz lost last night. They're out.
Yeah, the Jazz are out. So right now they're only 11.
They're not eliminated yet.
So
they're not
the
eliminated
Nuggets.
Yet.
So the teams that have clinched: Suns, Nuggets, Grizzlies, and most notably the Sacramento Kings. Let's quickly talk about that. First time since 2006, breaking the longest playoff drought in American sports, which now means that the Buffalo Sabres of the NHL and the New York Jets of the NFL are tied for the longest drought. I think actually it just might be the Jets. I think the Sabres had 1. Yeah, but it's those 2. Quick pause right now. Struck him out, Kylie.
Yep, struck him out.
Shut up. It's Garrett Cole. What do you expect?
I love Garrett Cole. I'm so glad
Cole.
we have him.
Don't worry.
That
Don't
was
worry.
Filthy. That was filthy. Anyway,
that was
Wait,
let's
who
let,
asked
let
the Lakers going to make the playoffs? Who said that?
I don't know. I think
Uh,
it's somebody on a podcast said that.
one of our friends is like, "Are the Lakers
Uh,
gonna get in?"
Oh,
Yes, they are.
Lakers North.
Yeah.
yeah.
Known
tho-
shit talker.
But those 4 teams I mentioned, they've clinched. The teams that are still eligible are the Warriors, Clippers, Lakers, Pelicans, Timberwolves, and Thunder. Those teams are in right now. They haven't all clinched, but Warriors probably will clinch. Clippers will probably clinch. Lakers will probably clinch, but it's up in the air as to whether or not they'll be in the play-in tournament or not.
Well, Lakers Clippers play tonight. So
Yeah.
basically, whoever wins that game is going to be the 6th seed. Whoever loses will drop down to the 7th seed. They literally have identical records across the board. Both of them, record-wise, are 41-38.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Clippers home record is 21-18. Lakers home record is 21-18. Clippers road record is 20-20. Lakers road record is 20-20. So the script writers did extra work for this one here.
Not only that, if you look at their conference records, the Clippers are 24-25. The Lakers are 25-24. Like,
Yeah.
it's in. I mean, the one place where they're separated is in their last 10 games, where the Clippers have gone 5-5. They split them. Lakers 7-3.
Yep.
Pelicans, Timberwolves, Thunder currently in the play-in tournament as of now. Mavericks are on the outside looking in. Man, I know this has been a constant on ESPN, but I got to bring it up. What the hell happened to Dallas? He's like every time that Kyrie and Luka play together, the Mavericks look terrible.
This is exactly why I did not want the Sixers to trade like someone like Tyrese Maxey for Kevin Durant. I don't care how good the other player is. You see what happens. You trade a whole bunch of role players that are actual buckets or defenders, and bam, you got your whole team down, and you got Kyrie and Luka, who don't play defense really.
Oh, thank God, Volpe. Okay. Thank God, Volpe.
Is it Kyrie? Is it Luka? Dude, at this point,
well,
it's both.
I'll put it to you like this. Kyrie hasn't gone past the second round of the playoffs since he left LeBron James.
That one time he did, he was hurt with the Celtics.
Kyrie hasn't made it past the second round of the playoffs since he left LeBron James. That was the worst mistake he made in his entire life.
Yeah, I actually agree with that.
And so and then every team he's been on after that,
gets better without him.
Gets better without him. The Celtics, they went to a championship 2 years after he leaves. Look at the Nets. I thought the Nets were going to be complete shit when they lost KD and Kyrie. McCall Bridges has turned that whole team around. They still have a chance to make the playoffs.
He's a dog.
Then he goes to Dallas, and now Dallas, they were like the 7th seed, and now they're the 11th seed from the outside looking in. So
yeah,
I can't say that it's Luka's fault, because Luka was
the preseason favorite to win MVP. Luka was like trending that way.
He
First half of
was.
the season. That's
Kyrie.
That's
exactly why you don't bet on the favorite to win anything. They'll never ever win. Look at Josh Allen. Look at Luka. Both the favorites and both teams.
Direct him out.
Shut up.
I need that. I need this under 0. I need under 1 run in this first game.
Oh, Garrett Cole.
That's gonna happen.
Hot. I love
That's
you,
gonna
Garrett
happen.
Cole. I bow down to Garrett Cole.
But look, I've said this before. We are 1/2 of a shoe size on KD's right foot or left foot, whatever foot it was, a half a shoe size away from seeing the Nets walk away with the title.
Oh yeah, so okay, so I take it back. So he's gone one time past the second round.
Yeah. But he was hurt. He wasn't playing.
He wasn't. Yeah.
It was Harden and KD.
So
Harden was hurt.
It's almost as if Kyrie Irving is a bad influence on teams. Huh?
It's crazy. Like I it's almost like Antonio Brown with Tom Brady on a less extreme case, but
I mean, maybe.
Hold on.
Go finish your thought. Yeah, finish your thought.
And AB scored in the championship.
Huh?
They won a championship, and AB scored in the championship. That's a little bit.
As much as I hate to admit it, he was a big contributor to that Super Bowl run. He gave Tom Brady an extra option that we needed, which I mean,
there's obviously a lot of differences, but I'm saying in the sense that like Tom Brady, just like LeBron, is probably the only one that can control the psychotic second number 2 player.
And that it's sad that it took Kyrie growing up to realize that leaving LeBron in Cleveland was his biggest mistake. But I wish he never did that, because it literally did change his career. Like, he wanted to be the superstar, the number one guy so bad, but then he started to realize you actually do need other guys around you, no matter, even if you are the number one guy. So he could have just been the Robin to LeBron's Batman, and they would probably be in LA together right now.
Like I said, there are differences. But in the sense that, like, Tom Brady got a ring for Antonio Brown and LeBron got a ring for Kyrie. Like, they're both psychotic players. Obviously, a whole bunch of differences between the two. But I'm saying in the sense that, like,
now we just need Evander Kane to win a ring in the NHL with another.
that'd be bad for hockey.
With another, and we'll have all the who's the baseball psycho? Kurt Schilling was the baseball psycho. We just need Evander Kane, and we'll have the psychos have won. The sickos have
Who's
won.
a baseball psycho now? Who would you think is baseball psycho?
Who's a player who, like, everyone? Who was the Dodgers pitcher who, like, beat up his girlfriend?
Trevor Bauer.
Trevor Bauer.
No,
he's in Japan.
Yeah, because that's still up in the air as to whether or not that was him beating her up or it was something else. That's a whole. I wouldn't count that. We need a guy who's actually a sicko.
Is he in Japan or Korea? He's in one of the one of those.
Defender of the North says Sanchez. You don't mean Gary Sanchez, do you?
He doesn't know what about baseball.
Jose Altuve. Jose Altuve's a sicko.
Oh yeah, that.
Kylie. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We can make fun of Jose Altuve without using certain words. Come on now. You know that. Let's change the subject really quick. Let's talk about the NHL before we get into baseball.
Before we get into NHL, though,
go ahead.
A sport we don't talk about. Shout out to UConn and LSU, man.
National champ. I wanted to have a whole. Oh, go ahead, Kylie. Go ahead, Calvin.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I had a whole rant planned for. I had a whole rant planned for LSU and Iowa, but I'm going to save my thoughts. All I'm going to say is that that LSU team is scary. Like, no team had ever put up 107 points before in a national championship game in the women's game, and they did. Dude, that game may have been the turning point for women's college basketball because it averaged 9.9 million viewers, which is more than any Stanley Cup game, almost every NBA final game until recently.
You had UConn women's, I believe. UConn women lost.
I mean, just the absolute. This game could be the turning point. I've never seen women's college basketball be talked about in such a positive way before, other than the stuff about Angel Reese. That's stupid, and I've already talked to length about that on Twitter. Go find my mention.
Son of a. Okay.
What?
Every time Aaron Judge has a hit, I think it's gone.
Did he get a hit?
Did he get out?
Got a hit. No, he didn't get out, but he got a hit.
Shit.
Go. Get that shit down. Hit grass. Let's go. Hey, that's a single.
I'm nervous. I need a double play.
Thank you. Me too.
Okay. But yeah, anyway. shout out to UConn and LSU. Those are good. March Madness this year was fun.
To before we switch though, Isaac, to go on what you were saying about the viewers and stuff like that, I was saying to one of my friends the other day, I was more tuned into that girls championship than I was to that UConn San Diego State championship, just because there was so much hype around it. Like, you got Caitlin Clark, you got Angel Reese, like, it was just so much anticipation and stuff towards this match here. It was like, it was a great thing for women's college basketball, definitely.
Right now, if I'm being honest, women's college basketball has, like, the notable star power. Like, a lot of these players are coming back. Like, you got Haley Van Lith at Louisville, who you would want to talk about, to people who talk shit. You got the Cavager twins at Miami, who are proving that you can, like, be pretty and make TikToks, and also, well, one of them can ball. The other one, I don't think I've ever seen them play. I mean, you have Paige Beckers, who's coming back from a torn ACL next year for UConn. You've got LSU with their stars. You got South Carolina, who you know damn well South Carolina is going to find some random player you've never heard of who's just going to become the #1 prospect for the WNBA. I mean, it's like, oh, and then you got Caitlin Clark, who's probably going to come back for another 2 years because, she'll make more money with the NIL. Oh, get down.
No, he catches it, you loser.
Two outs.
2 outs.
Come on, man. We need
We
one more.
already have a hit though. Last
I-
night we just could not get hits. That was the
I
problem.
don't care about the hits. You guys can do all the hitting and scoring you want after this first inning. No runs in this first inning for betting purposes.
Well, it's Gleyber Torres up, so we'll see. No, but I'm not one that cares about college sports. I find it hard to root for a team that I have no relation to.
Fair enough.
I mean, I like Penn State just because Pennsylvania. I like Rutgers. I have some family that went there,
Ew.
but like, no, Rutgers is nice.
I mean,
But other than that, like, I don't care. Like, I didn't go to those schools. So it's really hard for me to watch and root for a team that I just didn't. I have nothing related to.
Gleyber is swinging at shit.
Keep swinging at shit. I mean, there's teams I don't like in college for sure. Alabama, number one.
Yeah.
Can't stand Alabama. Notre Dame, overrated. I will always hate on Notre Dame.
Fuck Notre Dame. All my homies hate Notre Dame.
But there's players I like, obviously, but I can't get into college sports. But the March Madness tournament, from what I have pretty much heard, is it was a good tournament. So
Yeah. No, it was.
UConn actually made history. They're the first team to win every game in the tournament by double digits.
oh wow, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Learn
UConn
something new
team
every
was
day.
legit. They were just blowing people away. It was great.
And they had a Gaithersburg guy on there, so shout out to the hometown guy, man. Jordan.
And Angel Reese is from Baltimore.
Hell yeah. I'm telling you guys, like, I'm not gonna watch more women's ball. I'm gonna watch more women's ball next year because honestly, I have more connection to it. It. I know it's not as flashy as the men's ball. Like, they don't dunk as much and the scores aren't as high. But honestly, like, they talk more shit.
Yeah,
They say the more out of pocket stuff. Like the guys, the for whatever reason, did he get it?
He got it.
Stolen base, Aaron Judge. Let's go. No, like women's college basketball, the shit that. So I've called women's games at my job before, and can I just say this? Like, some of the shit they say. We had a game early in the season where it ended with like 3 straight technical fouls because they started saying the most out of pocket shit to each other. It's like, that's why your man left you. Oh yeah, well that's why your weave it fake. It's like, what, guys? My mic can pick that up. Stop. It's like the shit that goes on, the shit talking that goes on is another level. It's like petty sports are the best. It is so much fun when players are all in each other's face. Like when Caitlin Clark basically looked at the South Carolina player and said, "Now I'm not going to guard you. You can't hit from 3." That was the most disrespectful thing I have ever seen. It's like, holy shit! Why do they not do this in the men's game? In the men's game, like they don't taunt each other. There's no shit talking. It's like, this is like 80s NBA without the dunking. It's awesome.
80s NBA.
And again, we don't need dunking for basketball to be good. I trust me.
No.
You don't need them to dunk constantly.
No. But and there goes your under 1 run.
What happened?
Struck him.
Glede?
What a bitch.
Glede?
Fuck you, Gleyber.
He hit a
bat. He broke the bat. Oh, let's go. Get home, Aaron. Get home.
Wow.
Get home. Gang,
1-0 losers.
Welcome to the Bronx,
1-0
bitches.
losers.
Bro, that's
So
so.
you're
But what the fuck? That just pissed me off.
He smashed that.
How you think I feel, bro?
Like 2 outs, bro. You can't get 1 more out. Like,
They got a slow-mo of him breaking his bat.
Welcome to my world, Calvin.
He
This is my
broke the whole
daily
head of
life.
the bat off. Yo.
Like,
Y'all
it's
suck.
all because, hey, shut up.
Couldn't give me 1 more out. That's just pitiful.
How big of a leg did you have on that?
They were literally the only thing I needed. It was a straight bet.
Oh, damn. How much would you have won?
I put 100 down.
Bruh.
I would have won 210.
Bruh. 100 on that I would not have done.
Why? It's early in the game.
It's Nola.
2 great pitchers on the mound.
You're about to get your third strikeout now. Donaldson is
Nola's
up.
not the greatest pitcher in the world, but he's good enough to not allow 1 run in the first inning. Piece of
It's
shit.
the Yankees.
For those who are just tuning in, yes, Yankees fan I and Phillies fan Kylie are watching the Yankees Phillies live, and
And sports betting Isaac or Calvin.
Yeah. Let's talk about NHL really quickly, and then get into
Go
MLB.
Devils!
Yeah, so here's the current playoff standings. So in the Atlantic, Boston has clinched the division. They are going to break the record for most wins in a season. They are 60-12-5. Remember, the last team to break the record for most points and wins in a season lost in the first round. I should know it was my team. I'm not over it. Maple Leafs have clinched. Lightning have clinched, so they're pretty much guaranteed to rematch in the playoffs.
It's the
Last
President's
playoffs
Trophy curse.
Last playoff spot, I think, is coming down to either the Panthers or the Sabres.
Don't steal on JT, bitches. Get
No.
out of here, Torres.
What happened?
That's what you get, you loser.
Torres, what did you do?
Got caught stealing.
Torres. You know what? We got to run. It's okay. All right, let me get NHL out of the way between innings. Hurricanes in the Metropolitan, the Hurricanes, Devils, and Rangers have clinched, with it coming down to either the Islanders or the Penguins for the final playoff spot. And the Capitals are probably going to miss the playoffs, which is devastating.
I think they're already out.
I think they actually might be out too. Damn.
Yeah, they got eliminated yesterday.
Oh shit! Wow.
Yeah, Capitals suck.
Yeah.
In the Central, defending champion Avalanche have skyrocketed to take the lead over the Stars and the Wild. All 3 teams have clinched. Last playoff spot is either going to be the Jets or the Predators. It looks like Blues, Coyotes, and Blackhawks. Bye-bye. And in the Pacific, Golden Knights, Oilers, and Kings have all clinched. Kraken are falling apart, but they can still clinch the last playoff berth there. They just have to hold off the Flames. The Canucks, Sharks, and Ducks are out.
Ew, Zach Hampel's at the game.
Oh, God, that's gross. Okay. That was our quick little hockey corner thing. Let's talk about week 1 of Major League Baseball, because it was
Chaotic.
fun. It was a lot
The
of
Astros come out with the freaking horses flashing their 2 World Series trophies and just to lose to the freaking White Sox. They lost the series to the White Sox. Trash ass team.
Let's go division by division and talk about what we've seen so far. And let's start with the AL East. So right now, Tampa Bay leads 5-0. Baltimore sits second.
Wow.
Baltimore is tied with the Yankees for second, and then the Red Sox and the Blue Jays are tied for last there. So so far out of the East, here's what I've seen. Tampa Bay looks insane, but they have played just trash teams to start. They played the Tigers and the Nationals. Baltimore looks legit. Like, the defense may need some work, but the offense looks legit. Like, Baltimore is hitting more runs than any other team right now. And of course, my Yankees, when we play, like an actual team, we look really good.
Yeah.
So what do you guys give me some reactions to the AL East so far?
The AL East is the Rays have very good pitching. They added Zach Eflin. They took him from the Phillies in free agency. That was a very good signing for them. And in hindsight, we should have paid him. But the Rays just always seem to find a way to just kind of do well in a way. And their starting rotation is filthy. The Orioles, I expect to
Make that play.
I expect them to make the playoffs, and they just called up Grayson Rodriguez. He's starting today, and so that's gonna be good. I haven't checked in on that game yet, but I also haven't gotten a tweet notification or a score notification from ESPN, so I think he's doing good, but the Yankees are still going to win the division. There's no doubt. I need to go to Yankee Stadium and try that Aaron Judge burger. They only make 99 of them and they sell them for $20. But I still want to do it. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm going to the Yankees-Orioles game on Saturday after work. I'm not as concerned about the game as I am about the ballpark prices. Orioles tickets went up, man. Like, the Orioles right now, Ooh, they're scary.
Yeah, that was my concern. I don't think I'm going to get $70 tickets 3 rows behind home plate this year.
Yeah, no, I settled for $33 tickets for the nosebleeds, which honestly isn't that bad. It's Camden Yards. Like, there's no
Yeah, that's
bad seats
not
in
bad.
Camden Yards. Yeah,
No.
except we're gonna be stuck with the drunk college kids. That's the one thing I'm not looking forward to. Like,
The Orioles have looked really good this year, though, so it doesn't
Yeah.
surprise me the prices that went up. I mean, even in the first 5 games, they've looked like a whole different ball team from last year.
yeah, no, I love that for them because like I saw the potential last year when they started calling up some of their minor leaguers. They've got some legit talent, and I'm really excited about it because when the Orioles do good, the city of Baltimore does good, and Baltimore deserves it. They have a bad rep. I remember driving to the game last year, talking with my friend Noah, and we were talking about like what's Baltimore known for, what's their thing, and I was like, crab cakes and baseball, and he's like, see, you ask people who aren't from Maryland, and they'll say, well, The Wire, they've seen The Wire, so they'll say, well, murder, right? And it's like, damn,
Oh my god.
they kind of are known for that. What the hell? It's like, yeah. So the Orioles doing good could change that. And it's like, yeah, I can.
That's actually very true, though. Anybody that's not from Maryland only knows Baltimore knows Maryland because of The Wire and shit like that. So
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, The Wire is a fantastic TV show, but it's not
But still.
trust me, Baltimore isn't all like that. Like Baltimore's got its rough patches. Don't trust me. I know. From getting lost in Baltimore once and driving through like the Pigtown neighborhood. That's what it's called, by the way. And looking around, being like, "Oh my,
Crab cakes and murder."
This is where they filmed The Wire, isn't it? Oh, fun. But yeah, no. When the sports teams do good, the city does good. It's like that's the one thing I love about sports. When a sports team does good, everybody like drops all their prejudices and all of the bullshit and be like, you know what? Let's watch the Orioles together.
I swear, if every city team was able to win a championship every year, we would have no crime.
Well, except for Philly. But...
Okay, look. The Cardinals did the same thing when they won the World Series in 2011. I don't want to hear it.
It doesn't count if it's
People died. People died. I know
Really?
it doesn't count if it's yes.
God damn. Okay, never mind.
It was either the Cardinals or the Dodgers. It was one of those two where 2 people died because they were celebrating the championship or whatever it was.
Hey, that Bryson Stott kid you warned me about is up. Should I be concerned about him?
Yes. Be very afraid.
Come on, Garrett, get that strikeout.
Moving
on to the next division, the AL Central so far. So Minnesota leads.
Oh, that was lucky, Bryson. You got lucky, buddy. Oh, he knows it too.
It's 4-1. Minnesota leads over Cleveland, and then everyone else is kind of meh. Chicago, they beat Houston, but they're meh. Detroit looks kind of meh, and Kansas City looks like it's going to be another long season. I'm very interested to see this fight between Minnesota and Cleveland. Looks like it's going to be a dogfight between them so far for the division. There's a lot of interest there for me in that division to see what will happen.
Come on, get down. Down! Ground rule double.
Why you got to spoil it, Kylie? I'm behind you.
Yeah,
that's a personal problem.
The Twins, they look good this year. They're actually down right now to the Marlins 1-0, but
yeah, Marlins have been like sneaky. Over in the AL West right now, the Angels and the Rangers right now have taken big steps. Angels I expected would be good as long as they don't get hit with the injury bug, but the Rangers
have very much surprised me. Those first 5 games, I think was their record 3-2.
Yeah, 3 of those wins came against the Phillies. Relax.
Yeah,
relax.
But not only did they just win against you guys, they beat the shit out of you.
Shut up.
So, the Rangers have looked very impressive, regardless if they came from the Phillies or not. But I think that that division comes down to probably the Rangers, because the Angels always, no matter what, I watched Shohei have 10 strikeouts night 1 and they still lost. I just don't understand it. So no matter what, the Angels always find somehow, some way to lose. So I think that division is going to come down to the Rangers.
I actually think I agree. Houston's going to be a problem, obviously, in Seattle too. That division is going to be very competitive outside of Oakland. So
Houston and Seattle definitely be a problem too. But
yeah. I don't know. I hope for it being more competitive because the AL right now looks to be one of the most competitive. The NL, on the other hand, I don't know how to feel about that. I'll start with the NL East, where currently Atlanta leads at 4-1. Then it's the Mets at 3-3. And quick side note, what the hell happened to the Mets against the Brewers on Monday?
No,
What was
not
that?
Monday. The last 2 nights. We haven't scored in the last 2 days.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, they've been outscored like 14-0 the last 2 games.
Make that stop. Get
Nah,
that throw.
it's worse than that.
It was what you guys lose. What like? Oh no, you guys lost like 9-0 and 6-0, right, or something like that.
I think 2 nights ago we lost 10-0.
Yeah, 10. I remember watching that game.
10-0 on Monday, and yesterday was 9-0.
So 19-0, you guys got outscored.
Last 2 games.
File that into something you'll love to see.
As the Mets fan, I'll start here. I don't know what's going on with us. We looked good that first game against the Marlins. We came out the second game, we looked good for like the first 4 innings. Then we folded and lost. Then we end up beating the Marlins again next 2 days and go 3-1. So I'm like, all right, we look good again. Thinking we're about to get on a nice little streak, nice little run. I saw the Brewers fold to the Cubs the first night of the season. I'm like, yeah, we can definitely beat the Brewers. We come out, we lose 10-0, get shitted on. We literally have, I think we had maybe 3 hits on Monday. It was atrocious, like absolutely atrocious. So I can't really say it's our pitching that's not doing us justice, because there's been, like, with that Brewers game yesterday, it was 0-0 for the longest time. And then all of a sudden it was like they just start smashing ball after ball after ball after ball after ball. And then Scherzer came out the game. Once Scherzer came out the game, then it just all went to shit.
Yeah,
so,
they let you guys have it. It was
yes,
not fun.
It's sad right now, but it's still early, so I'm not going to say anything yet. You know, we play the Brewers again today. Hopefully we can come out and sneak a W away. But
yeah, that game starts in a little bit too.
Yeah, 135.
What made you a Mets fan?
What made me a Mets fan? Well,
Yeah.
I never really had a baseball team. I just loved baseball in general. And then I went to New York 2 years ago. Was it 2 years ago? Yeah, 2 years ago. I went to New York 2 years ago. I went to a Mets game, and the stadium was just so electric, and it was just amazing across the whole entire stadium. They ended up winning. I loved the fans. I was interacting with all the fans. The ball players were, I knew the ball players just because they had some big name people like Pete Alonso and stuff like that. So then Max came, and I already liked Max because of the Nationals. So I was like, yeah, this is my team. And that's just how it went.
That's funny as shit. So you haven't experienced the entirety of the Mets pain.
Yeah.
But you are aware of it, though.
Yeah, of course. Because I was always a baseball fan, like I said. I just never had a team. I never really liked one specific team.
Hey, Kylie, what is BSITBPIMLB? Oh, Bryson Stott
is the best player in Major League Baseball.
Oh.
Son of a...
Shut. Quiet. Let it happen. What did Oswaldo do?
Bastard.
Oswaldo, get down. That hit the ground.
Yeah, it did. Relax, bud.
Gang. The best part about Yankees games by far is the fact that, there's just some people from the South Bronx there who will just yell, "Everyone dead!" and just the most inappropriate stuff at the field. It's great. I love it.
You guys have zero depth perception. Every time a player makes contact, you're like, oh my God, it's a home run. I blame the short porch.
Don't worry. Yeah, we have a short porch. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with having a short porch.
No, nothing wrong with it, but you guys have really bad depth perception because of it.
Kylie, what's wrong with the Phillies this year? Let's talk about them real quick.
A lot of things. Our pitchers are injured. A lot of them are injured. Nola and Wheeler did not have good. Well, Nola started out great, and then the fourth inning he allowed 5 runs, so that was expected, honestly. because every single time he like allows a runner or like a run, it's downward from there. It's a downhill spiral. So I
Oh,
kind of predicted it, but I was more so hoping that it would be fine, but it wasn't, and we got our asses handed to us by the Rangers. So our offense just needs to get it together. And last night against the Yankees, it was good. Hopefully, it continues. You can't win every game, obviously, but you'd like to win at least one, and they finally got that. So
Yankees have already broken 2 bats against the Phillies. I'm concerned with this. Moving on quickly. NL Central so far. What are our thoughts? Milwaukee looks great. Cincinnati and Pittsburgh are surprisingly competitive, although they've only really played each other. And Chicago and St. Louis are having little cold starts. What's our thoughts on this division so far?
haven't paid attention to them much.
yeah, me either. I won't lie.
Fair enough. Looking at the NL West, the Dodgers 4-2 start. Diamondbacks 3-3. Padres 3-3. Diamondbacks have had some surprisingly really competitive contests so far. Giants have been a little all over the place at 2-2, and the Rockies are they're the Rockies.
Yeah, the Rockies are the Rockies. I'm still picking the Padres to win the division. People are concerned, like, how do you think the Padres are gonna handle the pressures after this past successful season? And my thoughts on it are they already had that expectation going into the season, and then they acquired Juan Soto. So really, it's the same expectations. The expectations were just lowered because they weren't performing up to that standard just in the beginning of the season. Neither were the Phillies, but both went to the NLCS, and the Padres have a very bright future. They have a shitload of money to be able to spend, and they're definitely going to be competitive for Shohei.
I mean, you have to at this point.
You have to, but if they get Shohei, they probably won't keep Soto, so that'll be interesting to see. They probably won't. They'll have Soto for like an extra year, because Soto's a free agent after next year. So if they sign Shohei, they will have Shohei and Juan Soto for at least 1 year with Manny Machado, Xander Bogaerts. Like they'll be deadly, but I don't think they'll do it. I think Shohei is as much of a Dodger now as he will be in a couple years. Like he's a Dodger. I don't see him going to any other team. But
Orioles and Yankees game just got postponed for tomorrow due to bad rain. Severe weather has forced the game back to April 7. Okay, just check.
So you guys don't play tomorrow?
No, we do not.
That's annoying.
No, honestly, it's okay because tomorrow is a busy day for me. Like,
where was that game supposed to be at?
Baltimore. Bad weather. Honestly, that's better because tomorrow is the day I have to get car repair done.
That's supposed to be your opening. That's supposed to be their opening day, though. That sucks.
Yeah. Well, it's okay. I mean, that means I can watch because again, car maintenance, and then tomorrow night is Seder for Passover. So I wasn't gonna be able to watch anyway. I can watch it Friday now.
Yeah, there's that at least, I guess.
Yeah. Shout out to MLB TV, by the way. $24.99 a month. Honestly, isn't that bad?
It was $14.99 last year.
Fuck that! What the hell?
Yeah. See. I think it was $14.99. It was a lot better last year. I'm pretty sure it was $14.99.
Well, the good news is
for people like us, it's worth it because you'll be able to watch every single game that isn't in Baltimore or DC
or on ESPN
or ESPN. Like a quarter. This is my problem with the. What happened?
Mets 1-0. First at bat, home run.
Who cares?
Damn, really?
Who hit the homer?
Starling Marte?
Lindor.
Dude, I saw the funniest thing on did Donaldson get hurt?
I don't know.
Donaldson, did he get hurt?
Mm,
Donaldson may have just tweaked his Yeah, Donaldson got pulled from the game. Donaldson
did.
tweaked his ankle and got replaced with IKF.
is that better?
I mean, I hope he is okay, but at the same time, that might be better.
Is it though? I forget what you were saying, but I don't know. This season could be really fun for a few teams. I expect the Orioles to make the playoffs. I don't see how they don't. Well, they didn't do much to build off of last season. They got Kyle Gibson, who's had a good start to his Orioles career, but
They've got solid young pieces. And I
yeah,
think
they do
that-
for sure.
and sometimes that's really all you need.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
I mean, because with Grayson Rodriguez getting called up, I think all this young talent they have, obviously it's not going to last forever.
No,
But
no.
it is giving it. You give a team confidence, and they will roll with it. And I think that's what Baltimore's hoping will happen
Oh yeah, for sure.
because they're. Who is this Cave dude for the Phillies?
Jake Cave, he had a good spring, but he just struck out.
I don't like his last name. Why is his last name Cave?
I don't know, but he had a good spring training. So with the injuries we've had, might as well put him in the lineup.
Fair enough. Just very quick, I'd say he striked him out.
Yeah, congrats.
Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, the Yankees schedule is a little frustrating because we got the Orioles this weekend, which that's going to be a tough. And then next week we got to play Cleveland and Minnesota, so the top two teams of the Central. So we really don't get a break in our schedule until we play, I think, Oakland next month, which is fun. Make that stop. Make that play. There you go.
Does.
Screw you.
We get a break. We get a break. It's Pache. But we get a break for our home opener. We face the Reds, so hopefully that's a break.
The Reds look okay this year.
He did not go at that pitch.
Shh, stop spoiling it, Kylie. Jeez.
I hate umpires.
I do too, but we don't. Oh, I got a funny umpire story for you guys. So I call a lot of baseball games. He did go for that pitch, Kylie. What are you talking about?
No, he didn't.
I got a funny story for you guys. So we've had a lot of funny umpire moments in the games that I call for my work, and we had this one moment. So we're playing one of our rivals, right? And it's a tight game. It's going deep into the ninth. It's tight, and their players are they got a rally going, and their players are getting really excited, and they start starting to chip at our players, and they're chipping in Spanish. They're talking trash in Spanish. Make the play. 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 No. Oh my God, IKF.
That's not on him. Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah, it is. Oh well, thanks for the hit.
Nah, that's gotta be interference, bruh.
No, it's not interference.
Shh, that has to be.
It's not.
Why did he throw it? He threw it at Trey Turner instead of to the dude.
Yeah. Anyway,
The Braves are legit.
I know. Don't remind me.
So the moral of the story is, so we got players shipping in Spanish, and they the umpire suddenly stops the play. What happened? One of their players says something in Spanish. I wasn't able to catch what it was. I don't speak Spanish, and one of our players looks up all of a sudden, who does speak Spanish, looks up, it's like that, and the umpire stops play and looks at their bench. It's like, hey, it's a warning. I speak Spanish. Don't be saying that on my field.
Oh wow.
the whole broadcast booth, we all start bursting out and laughing so hard we're crying because this is the whitest umpire I've ever seen, and he is just like, hey, I speak Spanish there. I know what you're saying, and I don't approve. That's a warning. Did they pick him off?
Yep.
Oh wait, no. Ah, it's good to know that the Yankees fielding is tightened up. That's nice. I like that.
Can't have shit.
No, you can't, Kylie. You can't.
Whatever. Anyway, yeah. Sports are annoying. I hate umpires. I always have. I don't like officials for any sport. Whenever they introduce them, you boo them. That's just tradition. Growing up playing sports, you never ever like officials. Ever. They're human, but they're also terrible. You have one job and they can't do it right. And you look at people like CB Buckner and Angel Hernandez, who are just two of the worst umpires. And then you see people throwing out players like JT Realmuto in spring training because their ego is soft. Like the umpires are some of the softest people you'll ever meet. They have the most fragile egos, and if you call them out, they're going to kick you out. They're going to throw you out of the game. The officials have too much power of the game. They have too much control. And while you can't blame, I've said this so many times, you can't blame officials for losing a game, but they can sway things one way or the other, and they do have, they can make players frustrated, and that frustration gets in their head, and it just goes crazy. Like umpires and officials are just terrible. I don't care if it's human or not. I want robot umpires. That's instead of a pitch clock, give me robot umpires. And speaking of pitch clock, did you see the Marlins Twins game?
I did not. Do we have a pitch clock issue?
It was under 2. It was an hour and 57 minutes long.
What?
The entire game was an hour and 57 minutes, and it was a 1-0 game because Sandy Alcantara is a dog.
Well, I mean, 1-0. There you go. That's why it was so short.
It would have been like 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 45 minutes without a pitch clock.
Honestly, I think that's better.
I mean, for games like that, yeah, I want it as short as possible because, while I do like pitching games sometimes, if I'm at the game, I don't like. It just depends.
I mean, the whole argument right here is that they're trying to speed up the game and stop pitchers from like stalling. Which,
right?
Yeah, I get it. Come on, Volpe. But at the same time, one of the whole points and one of the reasons that I go to baseball games is to get drunk and to enjoy myself. Not really to get drunk as much anymore, but to enjoy myself. And it's kind of hard to do that when it's like, they hurry it up. Like that's. I think I've said on the podcast before, but we've had there's been this growing movement to make sports shorter. Like there's been this, there was this question being raised now to like shorten like NCAA football games, which for some reason.
How do you shorten a football game?
You make them 12-minute quarters instead of 15. I guess
that
would be my best guess.
I don't like that.
No. Let me hear.
I don't. They don't like. I'm so sick of trying to shorten the games. The games don't need to be shortened. If you're a true fan of the games do not need to be shorter.
I have the same issue with like people trying to shorten like NASCAR races. They'll try to say,
Yeah.
"Oh, 500-mile race is way too long. Anything that's over 2.5 hours, I'm not going to watch." It's like, did you have a bad attention span?
Yeah.
Same thing with football. Same thing with baseball. If you can't sit through a 3-hour game, dude, even with baseball, just have it on in the background of work. You know how many times over the summer I'll be in my office just with a random like midsummer game on in the background? You know why? Because it's fun.
Yeah.
It helps. It actually helps pass the time. Time moves quicker, honestly, when the game is long because you lose track of time. That's the best part. That's the way I see it, at least.
Yeah, and I mean there are some boring games and low scoring games they can be boring. Not all of them, but some of them can be boring.
Yeah.
And I mean it's frustrating because You used to be able to turn the game on and know you got about 3 hours to just sit there and do nothing. You can look at your phone every once in a while to look at text or whatever. And now, if you look at your phone, you got through 2 innings.
And I know we're a little bit of hyperbole here, but
Yeah.
it is annoying. I will say I am glad that, like, from what I see with the Yankees games so far, they've been about the same length. They have been about 3
Mhm.
hours or more, which is good. I mean, we've seen this year, the pitch clock, it doesn't really have a super impact as long as, the games are high scoring and there's lots of runs and, like, it happens. But at a game like a 1-0 game like that, like, that's where you start to see the problem with this. Like, less than 2 hours isn't enough time, is not worth all the time it takes to set up a Major League Baseball game, in my opinion. That's just the way
I
I see
agree.
it. That's the way I see it. Why are you swinging at that, Judge? Jesus Christ. I'm not
Anyway.
comfortable with us leading by 1 here. We need runs.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, but I am a fan of the shift. I don't like the shift. The um the bigger bases I'm okay with, whatever. Larger bases, especially first base, it kind of prevents a little bit more of a collide. So it gives the first baseman room to put their cleat on there to stretch out and get the ball, and it gives the runner a spot to plant their foot to try to get safe. And what else? There's another rule. The pickoff limit, I love. I can't stand pitchers trying to continuously pick off a batter. Um, and I understand it's strategic and sometimes it works, but I cannot stand the pickoffs.
I actually get that one because I've called games before where there's been an at bat where he's thrown 5 pickoff attempts before even throwing a pitch. Although, to be fair, pickoff attempts, like, it's part of the game. It shows how you can, like, psychologically get into the head of a pitcher.
Yeah, but still.
We got a guy on our team on the team that I work for that like broke both the school and the state record and the national record for stolen bases in a season last year. And, like, we would have games where they would just constantly just throw pickoff attempts at him because they knew he was going to try and steal.
Yeah,
Like, he would
exactly.
he would get in their head and just ruin them.
Calvin, you haven't said much. What are your thoughts on the new rules?
I honestly hate the new rule.
Which one?
All of them.
Oh, come on.
Especially the clock one. Just because the pitching clock is the worst one to me because, like you said, Kylie, as a fan, it doesn't matter how long the game is. You're gonna enjoy the sport.
Yeah.
And an hour and 57-minute game for baseball does not feel long enough at all. Like,
No.
it just I don't even think you got the 7th inning stretch in there. Like, that's probably the worst rule of them all. So I'm gonna go with that there of the least likely of the ones that I like, especially due to sometimes, like, I saw a guy get ejected yesterday because he called a timeout, the umpire didn't see it, and then because the umpire didn't see it, it was automatically called strike 3 and he struck out or whatever or something like that. And then like, I just thought it was the most insane thing. So then he started arguing about it because he started saying, I called the timeout, blah 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 blah. Umpire didn't give him the timeout, so then the umpire ended up ejecting him. I forgot what team it was and who. Might have been Manny Machado, to be honest.
Machado did get ejected.
So yeah, that pitching clock is the worst thing that's
Make
happened.
that throw. There you go.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the pitch clock at all. We really don't need to make the game shorter. I'm fine with, like, not allowing the batter to continuously step out of the box to fix their freaking gloves, or, like, a pitcher to take forever to have a single pitch. Like, that's fine, I guess. God damn it, Derek Hall.
Get him.
But
Got
yeah,
him. Woohoo!
all right, relax. But
That was a grown man play, Frankie.
But yeah, it's just I think it'll maybe take an adjustment, maybe, but as of right now, I'm not the biggest fan. So I don't know. We'll see maybe how it pans out. We've hit the 1 hour mark though, so you want to take us away, Isaac?
Yeah. Sorry, just basking in the beauty that was that Frankie Cordero play. This has been another exciting episode of the Beer Better Sports podcast, a proud affiliate of the Fired Up Sports Network. Go check out all of the podcasts. There's a new podcast they actually just signed recently. What is it? What was it
Philly
called?
Sports Love and Pain.
Philly Sports Love and Pain. Go check them out. Glad to see them joining the network. You can follow us on all of our socials at @BBSports_pod and check out our Twitter bio for merch. You guys definitely want to get your hands on some of that. With that being said, we will see you guys next Wednesday. They probably will see you on Wednesday. I probably might have to work that day. I'll let you guys know. But don't worry. The season is only a month. We only have a month to go in the season before I'm done for the year. And I'll be able to come back on the show more. But in the meantime, thank you guys so much for tuning in. And we will see you guys next week.
Get the merch.
Get the merch. Get the merch.
Get the merch. Get the merch.
Get the merch.
Yeah.
Oh, my back.
Calvin, and you're getting old. Calvin and I will see you next week. Maybe Isaac, but
We'll
definitely
see.
us too. Hopefully, Calvin doesn't get kicked out this time.
I
Yeah.
hope.
I will see you guys next
We
week.
actually didn't have a technical difficulty this episode though, so maybe this episode sucked to the viewers.
Dude, I'm surprised. I'm shocked. There's always a technical difficulty.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you guys.
All right. Bye, guys.
See it.